whoever's on top fall down. And it's no different in strongman. Mariusz Pudzianowski had 5, so why would I not want to go after 5? Like, there is nothing else but winning.
Brian Shaw, you know the score. He's got 4 and he wants 1 more. But is he still as strong as he was before? Well, today we'll get our first indications as he competes in Heat 5. For the full lineup of athletes in that group, over to our commentators Colin Bryce and Danny Wallace.
Thank you, James. So yes, the heats continue. From all over the globe they came, 25 strong men at the very top of their game, flexing muscles and taking names. 8 men have progressed to the final already, including 4 Brits, a record in our quest to find the world's strongest man. There's still one group left to go, though, the group of death. Very experienced athletes, and none more so than this guy, 4-time champion Brian Shaw.
Desperately hunting that 5th title. Time's running out, though. Last time he won was in 2016, but if he's in top shape, he has to be favourite.
From Scotland, Luke Stoltman. They call him the Highland Oak.
Managed to finish 7th in the grand final last year. He and his brother both making it.
From Latvia, we have Aivars Smaukstelis.
Yes, and he's got a score to settle with the Stoltmans. It was Luke's brother who beat him in the stone-off last year to miss out on his first final.
From Britain, well, they call him Big Tell. He lets them do that. It's Terry Hollands.
Yes, he's definitely not Terence. He's from Dartford, England. 9 WSM finals. A legend of strength.
Another legend from America, Nick Best.
Well, he made his first World's Strongest Man final back in 2010. He's done 1 since then. He's 52. Can he mix it with the young boys still?
Well, he's saying no, but we'll take it as a yes.
Well, Eddie Hall is with us here in Bradenton, of course. Eddie, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? Have you seen the statue of me and you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to try and replicate it?
Sure. Yeah,
Pretty
I'm
good.
not feeling that
Exact, I feel, exact.
OK. Heat 5. Now, we've already seen Tom Stoltman go through, and last year, of course, both Stoltman made the final. Is Luke going to be able to replicate that?
I believe so. You know, Luke's been working really hard this year. He's just built a home gym. Been working really hard with his brother. I honestly can't see him not making it through to the final.
Meanwhile, Brian Shaw, we all know what he wants here. You know, last year he had his worst performance in the finals, finishing only 6th. Coming into this tournament, what kind of place is he in?
Well, last year he had a lot of TV shows on the lead-up, so his training wasn't the best. This year, no excuses. He's looking big, looking strong. I've spoken to him. He's feeling confident.
Indeed he should. 4-time champion Brian Shaw getting ready to go then. Let's get underway with our first event, the Farmer's Walk. Back to Colin and Danny.
Well, thanks, James. And yes, the Farmer's Walk is up first. And these are the logs they'll be carrying. Using a forklift is technically cheating.
Your grip on the rules are strong, Danny.
Yeah.
150 kilos in each hand, 60 seconds to carry them as far as possible. Now, there's safe zones and there's the danger zone in the middle. You've got to carry it from safe zone to safe zone if you want to continue on.
So the Latvian is up first, Smaukstelis. Psyching himself up. Now, what will his technique be here?
To be honest, you don't see many farmers doing this kind of walk these days, Danny.
No.
So the ancient art of the farmer's walk is very much in the strongman world. Just grip it and rip it. You got to go for it before you run out of energy. Now his grip looks really strong. Some lashings of that liquid chalk on his hands.
Using larger steps than some of the contenders we've seen.
Shows confidence to me. Shows core strength as well. And that's what? 3 lengths, 32 meters so far.
Just taking a moment. Once you put these things down, very difficult to pick them back up again. Just re-chalking, resetting. What more can he give us?
What you don't want to do is pick them up awkwardly. We saw in previous heats men grabbing them at the back and they would dip forward. No, he's gone. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, he managed. A little bit extra there with that slide.
What happened there? Was the chalk just too freshly on or too much of it? Who knows? Still, it's a solid distance.
36.56 for Smaukstelis.
Definitely the benchmark for the others to chase now. Head down. I'm not sure that's the best position for his head. He's struggling to breathe. And again, he's carrying a lot of weight.
It's very rude.
Representing Great Britain.
On to Terry Hollands then.
Hollands!
Will have been studying Smaukstelis' performance there.
Great grip on Terry. Massive hands. Stands about 6'6" tall, so he's got the old man strength. Now he's 40, so let's see how he gets on. Grip is something that, I don't know, it just seems to get stronger as you get older, certainly if you use it anyway. A lot of muscles start to weaken. Well, the first distance, that's 12 meters, and each one after this now, it's 10 meters to get the front of those implements over the white line safely. You drop them early, of course your go is terminated. That's the danger zone.
Well, this is confident from Terry Hollands. A lot of guys just try and just inch it over the line.
Huffing and puffing a little bit. Now we're on to 32 meters. If he gets it down this length, he'll go into the lead. And he's looking a little wobblier in the core now. Harder just to keep your whole stomach area tight. It's hard to push those logs away from your legs as well. He might clip his legs here. 5 seconds left.
Well, there's no stopping him.
Oh,
wow.
He did it.
Another full length then from Terry Hollands, managing 52 meters.
He did it, yes, yeah. He's getting confirmation of Magnus Van Magnussen, our head referee and sole man in the crowd. He did 52. What a start for Terry Hollands.
Next up in the Farmers' Walk, two men who are outstanding in their field as Shaw and Stoltman start their quest for top spot. That's coming up on SBD, World's Strongest Man. Bradenton, Florida, venue for the 2020 SBD World's Strongest Man. Away from the hustle and bustle with our annual tussle of muscle. Heat 5 underway here. Aivars Smaukstelis was the first to go in the Farmers' Walk, managing 36.5 meters with the 300-kilo load. Terry Hollands then laying down a mighty marker of 52 meters. Next up, Nick Best.
Age is just a number. Don't you ever stop.
Well, 52, that's his age. It is a number. It didn't stop him. 29.56 meters. He is third with the Farmers' Walk. And we move on to Luke Stoltman.
Representing Great Britain, Luke Stoltman.
Wants to join his brother in the final.
Yes, and right now chasing the magic number of 52, which is the distance Terry Hollands did. 60 seconds in which to complete as many of these runs down the course as you can. First one's 12 meters, then you turn and go again. Stoltman's got a pretty solid grip. Actually, he's got a world record in Scottish walking stones, the nickel stones, so he's good at this. Really good.
Got to keep these straight. Last thing you want is them clashing against each other. Keep that rhythm up, that pace.
Absolutely, and it starts with a solid grip right in the center. He's checking it before he goes. He knows it's worth losing a second there to get it right. Ooh!
Oh. Well, what's happened there?
He's looking at his left hand. I guess it just slipped out. Simple as that. That's what it does in the end. It's so heavy.
Well, 28.86 meters for Luke Stoltman. He won't be happy with that. But that left hand seeming to give him a little bit of trouble there. Just slipped out. He's just reading a few imaginary texts. On to Brian Shaw then.
The United States of America.
And he will do very well here. That's what we're thinking, isn't it, Colin?
I mean, you'd assume so. This is the pH test. Is the big Shaw, is he in shape? He's such a huge man. We all know he's got lashings of raw power. But can he move? You can't be world's strongest man without being able to shift weights. And looking pretty good so far. I mean, he is an ex-basketball player. Nearly made the NBA out of college days, so I hope so. He did have some damage to one bicep one year, but it was a while ago. Now, I've heard his grip does suffer, but that looks pretty solid. You don't see the fingers wrapping around the bar like that normally. He's got big old hands on him at 6'8".
He's really placing it down as well, rather than just dropping it in despair.
Yeah, well, they're just starting to wobble around a little bit, but still 32 meters. Well, just 16 seconds to go, Danny, and Terry Hollands went all the way down and back again in the same time period.
Well, what can Brian Shaw give us here? Another full run?
I don't know.
No. Well, that's very surprising indeed.
He gave up before the whistle there. His grip was going, or his cardiovascular is not quite right.
Well, 40.1 metres for Brian Shaw. It's enough to take second place, but that's never what he wants.
No, it's not, and Terry Hollands will take a lot of pleasure out of that, as big Brian just seemed to lumber along. And Hollands, the new slimmed-down version, well, he's fast.
Well, Terry is with James and Eddie now.
Well, the return of the veteran Terry Hollands. So good to see you back at World's Strongest Man, Terry. What an outstanding Farmers Walk. How hard was it, the fact that you had to go first and you couldn't really calculate how much you needed to do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was tough. I think me, Luke and Brian are going to have some good battles in this heat, and, you know, it was unfortunate they were both after me, but almost sometimes that's a good thing because it puts extra pressure on you to work that bit harder. You know, obviously I came in shape, I've worked hard. I know these events are good for me, so fingers crossed it goes well, and hopefully I can push Brian a little bit.
Oh, you're the early leader. Congratulations, Terry.
Thank you, thank you.
Well done, Terry.
Well, already pushing Brian Shaw. Terry Hollands takes that event with a brilliant 52 metres. Some slip-ups there, though, as well, from the likes of Stoltman and Best. But as we divvy up the points, Terry Hollands takes 5 points. It's 4 for Shaw. And down there at the bottom, Luke Stoltman just takes 1 as we move into our next event, Colin, that being the deadlift.
Absolutely, it's all about picking a weight up and down as many times as possible in 60 seconds.
Sounds very complicated.
Well, it is, Danny. 345 kilos, 54 stone, 770 pounds, 93,000 ounces lifted as many times as possible.
You made that complicated. Luke Stoltman is first to give this a crack then.
And he's got those straps on his wrist. There's his brother. I guess one man who's actually got a supporter here. That's because his brother's also competing.
You always want to say little brother, don't you? But there's really nothing very little
about Big Tom.
Yeah, it sounds like I know too much. But Stoltman is off to a good start.
Yes, Luke the senior, no longer working on the oil rigs. Him and his brother started up a gym. Full-time strongmen now, and well, he's pulling for dollars. He's got this is his job. So number 4. We've seen in other heats that men can get up to 8 or 9 reps here. So with Brian Shaw and Terry Hollands to follow, I'm just picking those two out because they are magnificent deadlifters. He's going to need more. Big time.
He's going to need it quickly as well.
He's having words with himself. This is not the Luke Stoltman who should be turning up a World's Strongest Man. He normally can pull a good deadlift. Very stiff bar, almost no flex though. Worked that one up the thighs.
Well, he made it, but I think it ended him.
Naughty!
Naughty, he says. Fair enough. 5 reps then. Nothing naughty about that.
Well, he's got a little baby oil on his thighs, if that's naughty.
That sounds naughty, yes.
Just helps it slip up. He got that 5th thanks to it.
Well, Nick Best was next up. Only managed 1 rep.
You should train before you come to World's Strongest Man.
Years of experience led to that wisdom. But Smaukstelis was next. 5 reps. So he leapfrogged Best and ties currently with Stoltman. Now Brian Shaw is next.
Well, if he's just got to do 6 reps to get to the lead, that's pretty easy for him. But Big Terry's following on, and Terry's a magnificent deadlifter. So Shaw's going to have to gun it here. Very wide grip. Look at that.
Unusually wide.
I think it's just his hip girdle's so huge, it's hard for him to get down. It's biomechanically not right. But then again, being 6'8" and 440 pounds is not exactly right, or common anyway.
It's not that it's not right, it's just that it's naughty. So 5 reps.
And that was naughtily fast. There's number 6, easy peasy. Is that showboating, or is that him done?
He says he's good.
Ever the professional.
With 6 reps.
Well, it's an interesting thing to do, isn't it? Stopping at 6. He could have done more. Is it that he thinks that Terry can beat him?
Well, I mean, he's either capitulating to Terry because Terry is strong, or there's a little bit of scheming going on here, and perhaps they've, well, dare I say it, agreed to do 6 each. Each share the points at the top. You never know. They are good pals. That would not necessarily be in the spirit of the competition, but we shall see. I'd like to see Terry just blitz this and go for it. Oh, my goodness me, he's pulling up his socks there. It looks like a different weight to what Luke Stoltman was lifting. Now that is a good position. Feet quite narrow. Really long arms. There's number 5. Here's to equal Shaw. Come on, Terry, do some more. He's got, oh,
that's it.
So much quicker than Shaw.
Well, as you say, not really in the spirit of the competition.
With 6 reps from Great Britain.
Well, something a little Machiavellian about the whole thing, but I think he's made a mistake there, you know. He hasn't got the best events compared to Brian still to come. And I bet it'll be Brian Shaw who'll go through in first place. I hate to say it, Terry Hollands. I'm not sure what the deal was there and what he gets out of it. He could have beaten Brian in that.
Well, they take it together. I guess at least they're men of their word. Brian Shaw and Terry Hollands. So the deadlift then. 6 reps apiece for Shaw and Hollands. Stoltman and Smaukstelis managed 5 apiece. Nick Best, surprising, only managed 1.
4-time world champion and tournament favourite Brian Shaw here with us. Brian, 6 reps there. I feel like there was another one there in you.
Yeah, there might have been 1 or 3 or 4. I don't really know. But Terry and I kind of made an agreement before the event with us going out last, you know, fighting over half a point in a long contest like World's Strongest Man sometimes doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? So it's very important to conserve energy. And, you know, we both feel like we're in a really good spot in our group with the events coming up. So that was the agreement that was made, and I think it was really smart.
5th World's Strongest Man title within the grasp. Do you think this is going to be it? This is going to be the year? And if you do, is that going to be it, or are we going to go for the 6th?
I had a goal of winning 5 in 10 years. Getting it done this year would give me that goal met and kind of checked off my list. So from there, I can't say, you know, I can't say. I mean, it definitely would be a pretty cool moment to get that trophy and walk off and you know, kind of ride into the sunset, so to speak.
Drop the mic, yeah.
That's it, drop the mic.
A way to go before you even get there, because as it stands, you're 2nd in the group and heading for a last man standing stone off. But, you know, there's a ways to go before that loading race coming up, the overheads as well. So, work to do. Brian, we'll let you go, man with a plan. We salute you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good luck, Brian.
Thank you.
Well, with Terry and Brian sharing those points, they're in 1st and 2nd. A disappointing performance from Stoltman puts him 2 points behind Smaukstelis, who's in 3rd, as we move on.
Yeah, all set for the biggest battle of loading times and weights since the early days of dial-up. We've taken 5 pieces out of these giant monster trucks. We've got rims, we've got engine blocks, we've got those funny black things, not sure what they are. There's no tyres or exhaust, but pretty sure this event will do that. Anyway, it's the loading race next on the SBD, World's Strongest Man.
Now it's your chance to be a winner.
Yeah! Yes!
You can get your hands on some World's Strongest Man goodies, courtesy of the World's Strongest Man.
What? Is this too much?
And that's not all. There's also £5,000 cash up for grabs. I know, 5 grand. Think of all the dumbbells you could buy with that.
You ever see something like this, Eddie?
Never.
But just like our strongmen, you need to be in it for a chance to win it.
So for 5 grand in your hand and some World's Strongest Man goodies, all you have to do is
text STRONG to 65555 or call 0902 055 0555 or post your name and phone number to Strong PO Box 7557 Derby DE10MP. Text costs £2 plus 1 message at your standard network rate. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. For rules and privacy policy, go to channel5.com/win. Good luck. Monster Jam trucks. Monster Jam trucks. They make no sense, but they're bringing their Florida flavor once again to Heat 5 of the SBD World's Strongest Man.
So the loading medley then. We've taken apart a couple of monster trucks, Colin.
Yes, personally. We've got an engine block, a rear diff, 2 tyre rims and a wheel hub. Put that together with 90 seconds and an 8-metre course, and you've got yourself a Giants loading medley.
Well, Nick Best was first to give it a go, managed all 5 very awkward implements in 1 minute 22 or so. And we move on to Smaukstelis, the Latvian.
This guy's fast, very fast.
Here we go up against Luke Stoltman. And it is pretty much, I mean, you mentioned he's fast, and that's such an important part of this. It is pretty much a running race.
Yeah, I mean, it's a running race for Giants. And once they pick this 250-pound engine block up, look at the way they shift with it. It's got to stay on the tyre there. Likewise with this rear differential, 300 pounds, 140 kilos just about. It's neck and neck at the moment. Smaukstelis maybe just ahead. Who can manhandle this tyre rim?
Well, that's it. It takes very different techniques. You can see Stoltman over the shoulder, Smaukstelis just hoisting it up.
Now, it's quite conservative of energy there, or at least of getting it down the course quicker. Here's the wheel hub, Danny.
Again, I just love it because they look like they're driving tiny cars. Onto the second of the tyre rims.
Oh,
Smaukstelis pulling ahead.
What a move he pulled there. Got to get his hands off.
Hands are off. Same with Stoltman, but wow, Smaukstelis.
He can shift for a big man.
42.31 seconds from Great Britain.
42.31 for the Highland Oak.
Well, let's see what Smaukstelis did.
Wow, 40.5 seconds, meaning, of course, that Smaukstelis is leading so far.
Well, we've got the big boys still to come, and Brian Shaw and Terry Hollands, but that was very quick indeed. Wow, this Baltic boy is fast. He said he was. He's beaten Stoltman. That's more bad news for Luke's campaign.
In lane 1 from Great Britain.
So Terry Hollands now. 6'5". That height will help with this event,
In lane 2
which is news to his ears, because he's 3 inches taller.
He's a big boy, Brian. He's just big boned, though. And he can shift, or he used to be able to shift. He's so big now, I wonder. Surely he can't be that fit with that giant mass. Terry Hollands, of course, he's slimmed down from his 200-plus kilo days. He's even stepped on stage as a bodybuilder a couple of years ago, and he's looking a lot quicker on his feet.
He's lighter and leaner. And Shaw just struggling with that tyre rim.
He's not chucking up on his shoulder, neither's Terry. The men have huge long wingspans, so they can grab these big tyre rims without having to shoulder it. Here comes the wheel hub.
That's no problem for Hollands.
Shaw just caught him a little bit there. This might not be all Hollands' way. He's got to speed up here and get his hands off. A nice clean load.
And they have to be upright.
Both are outside Luke Stoltman.
Well, that was pretty much neck and neck throughout. Brian Shaw managing 54.21.
Give it up for Brian Shaw.
How much quicker was Hollands?
Time of 52.68.
Well, 52.68 for Hollands puts him in third.
Yeah, both men have beaten Nick Best, but the two men that went before, Smaukstelis and Stoltman, they're 1-2. The big guys just almost too big to move, dinosaur-like. As fast laden as unladen.
Well, after the loading medley then, a very fast time from Smaukstelis, 40.5 seconds. Stoltman in second place just a couple of seconds later, and that pact between Hollands and Shaw is broken. So Hollands then in the lead with 12.5 points. Smaukstelis and Shaw tying for second. And Luke Stoltman, well, he's in real trouble here as we move on. He's going to have to win this one, Colin.
Yes, the overhead press with dumbbells. 4 pairs of rising weights have to be pressed overhead. Then you move on to the monster dumbbell. At 110 kilos, it's massive. As many reps as you can do in 90 seconds. And Nick Best, 0. Couldn't even get the first pair up, Danny.
That was a shock. But we move on. And we're back with Stoltman. And he is in trouble here, and he does need this win. He's not out.
Representing the United States of America.
He'll be up against Brian Shaw, just ahead of him.
Brian Shaw.
Well, this is one overhead event, I think, Luke Stoltman is going to have to bow to Brian Shaw if you look at it on paper anyway. Stoltman's got great shoulders, but it's awkward, these dumbbells. Just getting them to your shoulder with these pairs is hard. But whoa! Stoltman can surprise us. That was magnificent. So explosive.
Well, Shaw not far behind him.
And these are getting up to serious weight. That's 65 kilos in each hand. I mean, it's a big weight. Just chucking them up. 145 pounds each there. My goodness.
Well, Shaw really overtook Stoltman in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, technique over raw power there. There we go. Come on, Luke. Lock your elbows. He gets it. It's only a momentary pause overhead, but Shaw is now make that 2 reps ahead. 75 seconds is the time limit, so 30 more seconds to go here. Luke's just got to focus on his own lane, as it were, and begin to get these reps out.
He's having a little trouble, Luke Stoltman.
We've moved on to this monster dumbbell phase. It's a one-arm press or jerk overhead. You can use 2 arms to the shoulders. And Luke's smiling there. You just want to try and fire him up a little bit. He looked all too happy to get 5 reps in the deadlift. He needs more fire in his belly.
Well, that's that. Stoltman managed 4, but Brian Shaw really asserted his dominance there with 9.
I'm not sure he's right, you know. That's not the Luke Stoltman we know. Brian Shaw's done a job that he came to do.
A little shrug there from Luke Stoltman. Very hard to do, actually, with shoulders that big.
9 reps in 1 minute and 14 seconds.
That's impressive, Danny. 9 reps.
Brian Shaw.
Well, it may well be overkill in the end. Interesting to see what Terry Hollands and Smaukstelis do. Luke Stoltman starts so quickly as well. Not quite sure what happened, but that's wild power. Unbelievable.
We move on then to the final pair.
Next up in the overhead,
Smaukstelis
representing Latvia,
and Stoltman.
Aivars
We'll be praying that Smaukstelis gets nothing here, Colin.
representing Great Britain.
Yes, and Terry Hollands.
Terry Hollands.
He's got to try and keep in front of Smaukstelis. Ideally, Brian Shaw, if he's going to actually go through in first, because he isn't first at the moment. I've got a feeling Terry's overhead pressing power is not going to be too great here. He should get these first ones up, though. He's going to get 0 points. And Smaukstelis will end up going ahead of him. And it looks like a stone off for these 2 guys. Whoever wins out of these 2 guys then will be the guy going in second, which is an advantage. But that's it. I'm afraid Stoltman's chances of making the final are absolutely over, with both of those men repping out there. Sad for the Scotsman. And I think we're looking at the 2 men who are going to be in second and third place here. Unless Terry goes wild and does 10. And Smaukstelis. The big thing here now is, can he beat Luke Stoltman's 4? No.
No, I think that's it. No. Had he done that, of course, he would have leapfrogged into second place.
With 1 rep,
Yes, he would have done.
0.16 seconds from Great Britain.
But he's happy with that, and so's Terry. 4th place in the overhead press. He's done enough.
With 3 reps
And Smaukstelis managed 3,
from Latvia,
just over 25
Aivars
seconds.
Smaukstelis.
Yeah, it's just 1 place between them, which means that Smaukstelis will have to go first in the stone off now. Terry Hollands gets that advantage of watching what the Latvian does. But he's good, he's powerful.
Well, there you are. Confirmation then. The winner of that event, Brian Shaw. And we'll see him, not for the first time, of course, in the final.
12 straight, baby. 12 straight.
He's with Eddie now.
Brian, I must admit, it's getting a bit tedious now. 12th consecutive final. You had quite a hard run in the heats, to be fair, but I know you, and you wouldn't have been training the events for the heats. Finals coming up. What's going to go down? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, that's the first event where I really had to open it up on the dumbbells because of the position I was in. You know, I definitely played it cool yesterday. I thought I was in a good spot. The loading medley didn't quite play out the way that I had hoped. You know, but I was still in a good spot. I knew that I could win this event kind of at the end. And so, you know, I knew it was closer than I wanted it to be, but I'm happy to say I'm through to the final. And now that's all the events, like you said, that I've been training. You know, I really focus on the finals events through my prep because that's where the real battle is, you know. So I try to get through the qualifiers as easy as I can, but now the real fight starts.
Well, good. So the prep's been all into the final events. You've got 4 World's Strongest Man titles. Can we make it 5? For the record, matching Mariusz Pudzianowski, and that will put you, in my opinion, and probably in a lot of people's opinion, as the greatest strongman of all time.
That's the goal. I mean, that's been my main goal through the whole prep. That's been my sole focus this year, is getting that done. So now the stage is set. We're all starting at 0 again, and I've got to get it done.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck, buddy, and I'm fairly sure it's going to happen.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Good man.
What a nice interview that was.
It was lovely.
It was maybe one of the best performances ever for me. Not for you.
It's because I bring the best out in you, Brian.
You do.
That's what it is.
Actually do.
Big smile and bounce for Brian and the Beast, but behind Brian, the battle continues. Luke Stoltman's 4 reps, enough for second in event 4 ahead of Smaukstelis and Hollands, but not enough to see Luke into the stone-off for Heat 5's other qualifying place. That will now be contested by Aivars Smaukstelis and Terry Hollands, who's looking to make his 10th final, his first in 6 years. The senior Stoltman, though, bowing out for this year. He's with Eddie Hall.
Luke, you put in an absolutely amazing performance. In my opinion, you've probably had one of the hardest groups. I haven't got the chance to even go to the final, but how are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, well, it's tough to take. Obviously, we're all here to win. I'm all here to make the final. But at the end of the day, I mean, I was up against some good guys. The guys were, you know, Brian Shaw, legend, one of the best ever, apart from yourself, obviously.
Oh, thanks,
Terry Hollands, legend. Aivars as well, what a beast he is, so fast. So I just wish them all the best of luck, man. They were better than me today. And that's all I can say. I'm not going to sit here, I'll cry later on, have maybe a whiskey and kind of, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, as I said, you know, we're here, we're a family, so just want the rest of the great British guys just to go out and smash it, and I'll be there supporting them all.
Well, good, man. Well, in my opinion, you put in an amazing performance. If you'd have been given the chance on the Atlas Stones, no doubt you would have been in the final.
Appreciate it, man. Thank
so,
you.
but you've got a whole year now to go away, work hard, and come back and show everyone what you got.
Yeah, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Well done, Tom.
A dram, but no drama in store for Luke then. But for Terry and Aivars, one challenge remains. The stone-off is next.
Your chance to win £5,000 and some World's Strongest Man goodies.
How do you do?
All you have to do is
Text STRONG to 65555 or call 0902 055 0555 or post your name and phone number to STRONG, PO Box 7557, Derby DE10NP. For rules and privacy policy, go to channel5.com/win. Good luck, everyone. Welcome back. Job done then in this heat for Brian Shaw, the 4-time champion, keeping his quest alive for title number 5. Behind him, though, the last place in this year's final is still to be settled, and that'll be determined by the 8-stone showdown, culminating in a massive 200-kilo rock. It's Aivars Smaukstelis against Terry Hollands, and no question who's got history on their side.
So my debut was in 2005, just missed out on the final. 2006 I did that. 2007 training went well and I prepared really well and I finished 3rd place that year. 2008 I had a little bit of a rough year. 2009 I placed 6th that year. 2010 I actually tore my bicep 11 weeks before the competition. I finished 8th place again. 2011 legitimately feeling like I could win. I placed 3rd. 2012, next bicep injury, I was in a good position. I was in joint 3rd when it happened and ended up finishing 7th place. 2013 was in 2nd place, 1 point off 1st place, and I injured my back, 7th place. It's quite a reoccurring theme, really. 2014, finished 5th place. Then we're on to 2015, which I had a year out, but then the bug got me again, and 2016 I was back. So in 2016, 17 and 18, I competed at all of those and not made the final. Hopefully 2020, make another final. What keeps me coming back to World's Strongest Man is literally as simple as, because I really enjoy it. I really enjoy strongman as a sport. I really enjoy competing at World's Strongest Man. I love being around the guys, having that sort of thrill of, you know, testing yourself against the best guys in the world is such a real good feeling. When you come away from it afterwards, you're sort of almost on a little bit of a down for a few weeks because it's such a buzz being part of it. It's such a good feeling. So, you know, to get that feeling every year competing, it's, you know, it's something that all the time my body allows me to, I'll keep going back for more. Yes, you know, I'm getting older, and yes, my body's getting more and more worn out, but the only aim is to make the final. That is literally, I have my eyes set on that, and I really want to make the final. So I've made 9 top 10 finishes at World's Strongest Man, and I really want to make a 10th before the sport catches up with me and I've got to retire. So I feel like this is a good opportunity for me to do that, and I'll do everything I can to achieve that. For me, it's made me a better person, I believe. I still am. I'm very shy and very introvert, and strongman has helped me not have those as limiting factors for what I can do. When I was younger, I'd struggle with talking to people I didn't know, putting myself in positions where, you know, things are a bit uncomfortable. I'd actually avoid those situations, whereas now it's sort of forced me to be in a position where it doesn't affect me. Although I'm still shy and still quite introverted, it never has a negative effect on my life. And also, it's shown me, and hopefully shown some of the other people that have seen me compete over the years, that, you know, we can achieve good things if we're prepared to work hard for it. And yes, I never won World's Strongest Man, but I got pretty close, and I'm proud of that. And it's yeah, it's given me so much.
He's a good man, Terry Hollands. A lot of heart. I never had him down as shy, I'll be honest. And he's up against Smaukstelis in this. The stone off. These stones just getting heavier and heavier.
He looks in the zone, Smaukstelis. And wow, he went a foot over that one. He can conserve a little energy here if he wants. He's attacking this. He's a great stone lifter. And Terry Hollands is, I have to say, up against it. He's at least got the advantage of being in second after that dumbbell press, and can now watch what this man does. He either matches him on stones in a quicker time, or he's going to have to do one more stone in our 90-second period.
Onto his 6th stone already. This is very fast work from Smaukstelis.
Yeah, this is crazy. He's only got one more stone after this one. 50 seconds to do it. He's done the 7th.
Wow. Now, we've seen Tom Stoltman do this.
Yes.
But no one else.
No. This would be extraordinary. Maybe just went at it a little too quickly there. He probably should have taken a little rest, but Terry's heart must be sinking here, or... Well, he's a very good stone lifter on his day, Terry. Let's not write him off yet. Terry was one of the best at one point, and he's so tall, but if he gets this on... Oh, he doesn't. Thank goodness for Terry. It was a good effort.
A fantastic effort from the Latvian. 7 stones in 39.57 seconds. This was the last one, of course. And that was the moment he realised he was beaten.
Well, Britain's had 4 men come through the stone off so far in 4 heats. This would be 5 out of 5.
Through to his 10th SPD World's Strongest Man final.
It means a lot.
Terry Hollands!
Yeah, it certainly does mean the world to Terry Hollands.
He's got to go at this like he's a young man, put all of the injuries and everything else out of his mind, and just throw everything at it. So far, so good. Maybe a little slower on the first one. So might just have to do... well, he might have to do the 8th if he doesn't get to that 7th in time, Danny.
Well, that would be an amazing feat.
Ready to do it. Oh, my goodness. He's looking solid so far, though. Yes, I think he's just plodding along, knowing Probably, hopefully, he can attack the last stone. He's not going to do Smaukstelis on time, that's for sure.
No, just short.
He's got to get this one up if he's going to have any chance of that 8th. He wasn't far away on time there, Terry. He was only about a second or two away from it. But now he has to put this one and then that 440-pound monster stone on.
And he has not got much time to do it.
30 seconds exactly. Well, 30 seconds would be a long time if he hadn't just done 6 before it. But these are ascending weights. They're heavier and heavier.
That stone's going nowhere, I think. And I think he thinks the same.
No, there's nothing you can do about it. He's burnt out. Maybe if he was fresh. Oh, that's it. He's not going to say no to Magnus. He knows it, though. Time's ticking. That's it.
Well, you've got a feel for Terry Hollands. But what a performance from Smaukstelis.
Yes, indeed, the Latvian, well deserved. I'm sure Terry Hollands will be one of the first to shake his hand. You know what? 6 and 33 seconds. That could have got him through in other heats in the stone off, but not against Smaukstelis. He was too hungry. Terry just wasn't quite quick enough. That first stone actually was the problem. And that 7th one, if he'd got it up, that would have been nice too.
All of which means that Smaukstelis, well, has seen off Terry Hollands, who won't make it to this year's final.
We haven't seen the last of him yet.
And we'll see a lot more of this guy. Mind you, we're seeing quite a lot of him now. He'll be in the final. Smaukstelis. So the final standings, well, bad reading if you're a Brit. Hollands and Stoltman just missing out in 3rd and 4th, but joining Brian Shaw, Smaukstelis, who joins James now.
Aivars Smaukstelis, you and your 3rd attempt are in the final of World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, I'm very happy because my group was very tough, but you just need to do your best every event, go all out, and this time it's happened for me good way.
Well, anything can happen in the final, even Eddie becoming the world champion.
Yeah, well, honestly, that was an absolutely amazing performance all throughout, but you really, really did impress me on the stones there.
Yeah.
Nearly matched Tom Stoltman in previous groups.
Yeah.
Is it one of your best events?
I like stones. For running, like this stone run, I like much better. There I can run fast and good.
Good job.
Congratulations, Aivars. You're in the final. So we have our 10 men who are going to compete for the title of World's Strongest Man for 2020. Who will it be? We'll find out next time. For now, to play us out at the 2020 SPD World's Strongest Man, it's over to Colin and Danny.
Well, thank you, James. There's only one way to end a show like this, Colin.
Montage!
Yes, a montage, yes.
So, who will be crowned World's Strongest Man 2020? Don't miss the final tomorrow.